Give it a push around here. Sounds good. Hi guys, Alex Peak Performance Reviews. Welcome to another vlog and welcome to another car review. Today I find myself in a Toyota GR86. Cannot wait to drive this car. It's a bit of everything I like in a car. Rear-wheel drive, enough power to use around this beautiful Millbrook hill climb section. Yeah, as always guys, if you've got any questions and you want me to answer them, just hit us up in the comment section. Without further ado, let's go drive. So yeah, I find myself out in a Toyota GR86 and it's the new facelifted one you will see. And I have to say, my God, I am in a manual gearbox car and a petrol combustion car, which is mad. Obviously, in the world of EVs and auto boxes and things that do everything for you, I find myself in a manual boxed combustion engined car, which is really, really cool. This GR obviously hasn't got loads and loads of power, but that's part of its charm, I guess. The fact that you can go nearly, you know, flat out everywhere, which is really, really good. It's a 2-litre boxer engine, and it even has a Torsen limited slip differential, which is really, really good. So it has all the recipes for being a really fun bit of equipment. Now I haven't got loads of time in the car, so I've turned it basically on to sport straight away, or track effectively, which gives you a little bit of slip, and the traction control's pretty much off, but not quite completely off. Lovely manual gearbox. Straight away, really, really tight and taut. Admittedly, you can't buy one of these now. Effectively, the only way you're going to get one of these is if it's in the second-hand market. So, you know, is that a hardship? No. I mean, it means that if you do get one, it's going to be a little bit more exclusive, which is really, really cool. But to have a manual car in this modern day and age is something to absolutely savour. Now, I've had the old school or Gen 1 of these out and about. I've driven one twice actually, so I do know what the old one used to handle like, and it was really, really good. It was one of those cars that just has a perfect amount of power for the kind of chassis that it has. 4-cylinder boxer engine that you find in a Subaru Impreza. This time round, like I say, it's got a Torsen biased differential, and it also has a little bit more power than the old Gen 1 version. I have to say, whatever they've done to the handling, it was always really, really good, but this just feels so much better than the one before. And even though it's only just over 200 horsepower, again, links in the bio to everything, this actually feels like it's got way more horsepower than that. And you've got to remember that this is a non-turbocharged car. This is an NA motor, which everyone you always hear complains about. This car hasn't got enough power. It needs a turbocharger. Well, listen to that. It sounds awesome. It looks really nice. It doesn't cost a lot to buy. What's not to love? Let's ring it on a little bit more. Let's talk to you first and foremost about the gearbox. The gearbox is lovely and slick. It's a 6-speed manual. And it feels really snickety and tight, just like the little one that you find in the GR Yaris. You'll probably find that it is the same box. Really, really nice. Pedal position's lovely for heel and toe as well, if you want to do that. And if you're able to do that, it's really, really quite a good place to be. Heated seats, which is really, really nice. Spec level just seems a lot higher than it used to be. But this car is all about the drive. Manual box, proper driver's car. Yeah, not a lot of horsepower, but you can use every bit of that horsepower. Let's slow down a little bit and let's do a... It screams. It sounds, like I say, it sounds really nice. 4-pot, NA car, all about the motor. I feel like you need to ring this. I mean, I'm barely ringing this. It's got quite shortly stacked, or sorry, long stacked ratios. So I'm in third, for example, and it feels really quite tall, as though I probably can get huge speeds out of this this gear. But let me push it on and see what this is like when it really sings. Brakes are great, modulation's nice, not too snappy, but very nice underfoot. Great control, so you can modulate and help rotate that car. Let's really rev it out and push it on a little bit more. Rev it out this time, see what it sounds like when we really give it some revs. Give it a push around here. Sounds good. Shift light on there. What an amazing car. Not a good car, I'm underselling this. This is so good. This is so good. It reminds me of a low power, low output Mazda MX-5, but with a lot more power for the weight. And that is a recipe for success. To see how it is on this. It's superb, it really is. So yeah, this boxer motor actually is a 4-cylinder. It's been increased in displacement to actually 2.4 litres now. So rather than it being 2 litres like the old one, this is now 2.4 litres. 231 horsepower, up 31 horsepower from the old Mark 1. And it feels just great. It's got such a responsive, high revving, lovely fun, or fairly high revving fun, naturally aspirated engine. It's really quite good. Other than that, obviously being a car that's only circa £30,000, again, links in the bio to everything. It is a relatively basic car inside. If you look at the inside of a Yaris GR, you'll be very disappointed unless, you know, you're looking at the little GR badges that are here and there. But this just has some basic bucket seats, but actually nice. It's come on a lot since the Mark 1. Some little Alcantara-like kind of line bits, which stop, you know, reflection glare. And yeah, a little bit of quality in all the key areas that you would want. And in general, it's no frills, but it has everything and a little bit more, certainly from the Mark 1. And it's a huge improvement on the Mark 1. So if you can get a hold of one of these, I would strongly advise you to do so, because this is a mile better than the original Mark 1. And it's so much fun to drive fast. Other than that, there's not lots of different drive modes. There's pretty, you know, basic drive modes, only a few, which in sport you get kind of lap timers and, you know, all kind of oil temps, water temps, which I like. So if you do take it on track, you'll see all the kind of vitals, which is really important to most people when you're out on track. But before, I would say you'd go to track in one of these and you'd feel a little bit underpowered. But I have to say, just the extra horsepower now, that 31 horsepower, it feels so much quicker. And I have to say, around a tight little circuit like Brands Indy, I think you would be up most cars' arses, excuse the French, in a car like this, because this power is just perfect. You can clip apexes, you can feel the car rotating, but it's so controllable and it likes to rev. Let's stick it in second. There's apexes. Let's see how rear grips. 7,400-ish RPM red line. So it's keen to rev. Low centre of gravity in that engine bay. Boxer engines always sit nice and low. and you can feel that. The centre of gravity in this car is lovely. The weight distribution is lovely. The feedback is brilliant, and the drive is so rewarding. This is a proper driver's car, and they are dying a death in this modern day and age, unfortunately. Oh wow, this is a breath of fresh air, and I wish more cars were still out like this. I wish they really were. What a great car, what an absolute superb, almost swan song of a car really for the manual box and cars like this. It's just a wondrous, fun car to drive fast. Suspension doing a great job over that brow. Suspension compressing but staying true. It's a wonderful machine. Again, in isolation, I'm going to give this a peak performance review rating of 91. It is just so close to being automotive perfection. It's just a brilliant, brilliant driver's car. Where you used to find yourself saying that the Mark 1 had way too little power, this one now has close to exactly what you need for everyday driving situations. It still could handle more power, but does it need that much more? Not necessarily. I think this is as close to the bone and as close to perfection as a little NA road car needs for everyday driving, B road bashing. It's just a very, very complete, masterful bit of fun, and I have to say I've loved my drive in this car, and it's just superb. And with that, guys, I'm going to end it there. If you've got any questions that we haven't answered in this video, obviously please hit us up in the comment section, and as always, like, share, comment and subscribe. We'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.